Welcome, welcome, welcome to Personalized Professional Development. My name is Desiree Alexander, and I will be your presenter and host today. I do need to apologize. I'm going on my third week of getting over the flu, type B. So my voice is in and out. So I'm sorry that you have to kind of listen to my horrible voice, but you're going to get some awesome information today. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with personalized professional development. So, first of all, what do you think personalized professional development is? Go ahead and type it in the chat box. What do you think personalized professional development is? We always hear PD, we always hear professional development. When we put that word personalized on it, what does that really mean? What does that really mean? We'll have multiple people typing. Awesome. Professional growth targeted to specific groups of people. I like that. Meeting the needs of your teachers where they are and where they need to be. I see us using a lot of language that we kind of use for our students. PD designated just for my needs and my interests. Professional development based on my needs. Professional development that's customized for the individual. Okay, good. So we're getting a lot of individual. We're getting a lot of me, my needs, teachers' needs, and meeting them where they need to be. Very good. That is the mindset around personalized professional development. And like I said, you're using a lot of terminology specific to, and I'm still reading it. You're using a lot of terminology that we use when we are dealing with students, right? But for some reason, we are told as educators to personalize our teaching for our students, but then when we go to PD, it's not personalized at all. So it's kind of like that do as I say and not as I do type of situation. So, what is personalized professional development? Is it this?
What a day. Let's pack this up and head home.
Don't forget about the after-school PD today.
Guess it's gonna be a little bit longer than I anticipated.
Thank you. All right, we all know why we're here today. This is professional development, and I wanted to speak to you all today about my philosophy of education. It starts with one word, folks, and that word is, I'm going to write this in capital letters so I get the point across here, rigor. R-I-G-O-R, rigor. Responsibility. It is each teacher's responsibility to engage their students in lively discussions that are legitimate, that are relevant to their needs. In fact, Mr. Huberty, are you with us?
Yep, I got you. Rigor. Yep, rigor. Very important. Very important.
Okay, does that look familiar to anybody else? It definitely looks familiar to me. Does that look familiar to anybody else? Yes. I have actually been on both sides of that. I have been the person that is falling asleep and making my shopping list and, checking my emails and doing everything that I need to do while the other person is talking. But I've also been on the other side of that, especially when I first started doing professional development. Excuse me. I've been on the other side of that where it is kind of daunting to try to get information across to teachers who don't want to be there, who some of them need this information and some of them don't, who you know they're on their personal time, they have other things to do, and you're just trying to get something across to them. So it's very funny. That video really touches my heart because I've been on both sides of it. And I absolutely love when he says, I'm going to write this in all capital letters so it can get across. Because that's what we think. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to try to do as much as I can to get their attention. And maybe capital letters will do it. All right, so of course we know now that these types of professional developments just do not work. They just don't. One person in that PD may actually get something from it, and they may be like, oh, okay, yeah, rigor, I remember it because he wrote it in capital letters on the board. But not many people, it's not going to affect as many people as we want it to. So I like what is in the chat box about, my way or no way at all. Is that one-stop shopping. So we know that this does not work. Okay? So what personalized PD does is it's giving teachers professional developments based on their wants and their needs. So that's where the individualized, that's where the personalized comes in. Now, when you say something like this to an administrator, and this session is for leaders, so you can go back and change the way that you do professional development at your schools, this can be a little bit scary. Okay, I'm hardly getting across this one PD. How am I supposed to do multiple PDs? Well, that's what this session is for, and this session should help you out to see that it's not as big of a deal as we may think it is. So the next question would be, well, how in the world do I know what my teachers want? How in the world do I know what my teachers need? What are some answers to that, guys? What do you think? Go ahead and type it in the chat box. How does an administrator, how does a leader know what their teachers need? How do they know what their teachers want? Okay, I'm seeing ask them, ask, observe, okay? Surveys, okay, taking a survey. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of ask them and survey them, which is again asking them, observing. You have to get out of your office and ask them, observe. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of the same thing. And you're all correct. Okay, if you want to know teachers' wants and needs, you need to ask them. They are adults. We ask our students their wants and their needs, but for some reason when it comes to the adults on campus, we think, oh, they're not gonna answer right, or they're gonna talk about stuff that we don't really need as a campus. Ask your teachers. They know. Every educator out there knows what they're strong in and knows what they're weak in. Okay, we know. I know when I was in the classroom, I know I was very strong with classroom management. I was very strong with classroom organization. I was very strong with student relationships. Okay, one of my weaknesses was differentiation. One of my weaknesses is what I'm talking about right now, and making sure that I actually met each student's individual needs. And then I had to work on that when I realized, you know what, I'm really not good at that. I make one set of things, and that's what goes out there. So then I had to start working on that because I was honest with myself, and I knew that's what I needed. Okay? It would have been awesome if I could have gone, and my administrators are really good, not faulting them. We just didn't know as much as we know now. But it would have been awesome if I said, hey, instead of going to PD on classroom management, that PD that everybody's getting, can I break off and can I do something on differentiation? What leader would not jump at that chance? Okay, what successful and good leader, I should say, would not jump at the chance to get a teacher what they need? So how do you know? You evaluate. Look at their evaluations. You can help your teachers see where they are weak. Go observe. Help your teacher walk through. Okay, this is what I saw in your lesson. This is where you're strong. This is where you're weak. And this is where you may want to concentrate your professional development. Okay? You can give them needs assessments. Your teachers know what they need. Or just simply ask them. Build the relationship with your teachers so that you know what your teachers need and what your teachers want. Needs assessment on here, Needs assessment is a hyperlink. This PowerPoint is on my website. I'm actually going to replace it with another one, but it is on my website. So if you click on needs assessment, I have 2 needs assessments that you can use on your campuses to get what are your teachers strong in, what are your teachers weak in. When you do needs assessment, don't just ask them what they need. Also ask them what they're strong in, and you're going to see why in a second. Okay? Think of it this way. One moment of aha is worth hours of blah, 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 blah. Okay, I got that from, I was on a webinar with Cameron Mathis, who is the head of sales at Teachable, and he said that, and it just was like an aha moment. I thought it was amazing. I was like, that is very, very true. I can do a 5-minute PD and give you something that's, oh, that's awesome, more than me sitting there for 2 hours giving you nothing. It's more about the quality than the quantity. So now I know what they need, but what's next? So I know what my teachers need. Let's get in the chat box again. I know what my teachers need, but how do I make this practical step to personalized PD? I know that, these 3 teachers need classroom management. These 3 teachers need assessment training. These 3 teachers need data. I mean, how do I organize that? And this is where principals and this is where leaders stop with personalized PD. They get that information and then they go, you know what? But how am I supposed to do this? I can hardly put together one good PD. How am I supposed to get PD, different PD for all these different people? How's that supposed to work? I only have 1 day for PD, maybe even a half a day for PD. How am I supposed to do this? I'm seeing multiple people typing. Let's get some answers before I move on. Allow the strong teachers to teach the struggling ones. Utilize your teacher's strengths. Go to educatoralexander.com. Gregory, I'll pay you later. Thank you. Check with accounting to see if you can offer stipends and schedule meetings after school. Find resources online or locate teachers that have strengths on your team. Let them present. Group teachers by their needs. Have the strong faculty team. Okay, y'all either have it already or you're definitely getting it. So what can you do? Use teachers. Good. So now what you need is the space and the teachers. Okay, really? That's all you need to set up a personalized PD plan. Space and teachers. Most of us have the space. We have classrooms. Okay, we don't always have to meet together in the library. We don't always have to meet together in the auditorium. We don't always have to meet together in the cafeteria. We have classrooms. I know it's a secret, but we have classrooms where we can actually break up and do other PD at the same time. Okay, so here's your to-do list. Okay, Jennifer points out technology can definitely be used. So we're going to talk about all this. I love it. I love it. Keep writing in the chat box all. I love it. All right, so here's your to-do list. You're going to choose the top 3 to 4 wants and needs on your campus. I know it's scary for a lot of people, but I promise you that multiple people will need the same PD. Okay, not only one person on your campus is going to need technology PD, I promise you. Not only one person is going to need classroom management. So group those teachers and come up with the top 3 to 4 wants and needs. Now, if we have that one little outlier that says, they need PD on something that nobody else does, then that may be something, I'm sorry. Hold on. That may be something that you have to do at another time. Okay, that may be something that I tell that teacher, you know what? I'm going to find you some resources to help you with that. Maybe we'll do it together. Okay, because you can't, you have to, if you have only this one set of time, you're going to pick the top 3 or 4. You're going to offer the sessions all at the same time, and you're going to let your teachers choose which sessions to go to. You're going to let your teachers choose what they need to learn. And I know it sounds like, duh, why wouldn't we always do that? But we're not doing it. So we can't say duh, because we're not doing it. So then you let your teachers choose. Then, your best out of this world resource are your teachers. Because another thing that administrators say is, okay, well, how am I going to get all these experts to come in and teach on these topics? You just did a needs assessment. You just did observations. You know your techie person on that campus. You know your person that's awesome with classroom management. You know your person that is just an amazing differentiation teacher. Get them to teach the sessions. You don't even have to go off your campus to find your experts. This is an amazing thing to do because you're not only getting your teachers to teach each other, but you're also building leaders. Okay? You have so many prospective leaders on your campus, but they never get tapped for anything. You just keep going to Alice. Alice do this. Alice do that. Everybody look at Alice. And Alice is amazing, but guess what? So is Daniel. But you never tap Daniel because you keep going to Alice. And then what's going to happen to Alice? She's going to get overburdened and she's going to quit. And she's going to go to another campus. Okay? You have leaders. You have people on your campus that are strong at different things, but you're never going to find it if you don't ask. You're never going to find it if you don't observe. You're never going to find it if you don't survey. Okay? Then another comment may be, well, if I take my strong classroom management teacher and have him or her teach the class, then they're not getting PD. Guess what? They can get their weakness PD at another session. Okay, or at another time. So you can do that. There really is no excuse. Every excuse you come up with has an answer and has a solution to it. So use your teachers. Okay. So if I do all this, I'm done, right? Like, don't come up with something else. What are we missing in our plan, guys? Let's go ahead and get to the chat box. What are we missing in our plan? We have needs assessment. We're asking our teachers what we need. We do the PD. We implement it. We've already implemented it. What are we missing? After we implement it, we're getting it. After we implement it, just like in our classroom, we need to think about it like our classroom. What do we need? We need some type of, you're wrong. We need some type of evaluation. We can't just think the first time or the second time or the third time that we do something that is awesome and we can just keep doing it like this forever and ever, amen. We have to get some feedback. We have to get some evaluation of how did this go? How should we do it differently next time? What should we keep? Okay? This is a process. But I promise you that your teachers are going to appreciate it because they're going to see that you're trying to do something outside of the one all and done, everybody together. I hate to say boring PD because it may be a great PD, but I promise you somebody in there doesn't need it. That's the problem. Okay, it may be you may get the most expert person to come teach it, the most entertaining, the most motivational. Somebody in there is doing their shopping list. Somebody doesn't need it. So why not get them what they're actually weak in? So you need some evaluation so you can make your program better and better and better and better. Okay. So, yeah, we forgot that. Am I forgetting anything else? Well, is there anything else that you can think of that we may be forgetting when we're talking about personalized PD? This one is kind of hard because we've kind of done the whole cycle. So, of course, we're going to take the evaluation. I'm not seeing any chat box. This one is kind of hard. Alright, so what else could we be forgetting? We did personalize. We did the evaluation. Okay, Gregory says reflection. Daniel says data. Well, we got the data when we did our evaluation. Okay. We can ask the presenters during our evaluation. So one thing that principals or administrators kind of get a little bit anxious about is this next section. And that is all about the format that you're giving your PD in. So not everything has to be face to face. That's a scary thought for a lot of administrators. Okay? Why is it a scary thought? First off, they're thinking, okay, if I don't know how to do all this extra stuff that you're about to ask me to do, how do I do it? Another thing is, if it's not face to face, how do I know that people are actually doing it? How do I know that people are actually doing the PD, that they're learning from the PD, if I'm not there to check their name off the list? But guess what? For personalized PD to really be personalized, we have to give it, or at least offer it, in various formats. It can't all be face to face to face to face to face forever and ever. Because there's somebody sitting there that will learn this so much better sitting in their PJs, sipping on some coffee, watching it online. They're going to learn so much better in that format than doing it face to face when I'm worried about going to pick up my kid and, oh, he's going to be sitting outside school because I'm late and all this kind of stuff. So we have to start thinking of what are the different formats we can give PD in. And I know it's kind of scary, but we have to start thinking about it. We have to start talking about it. Okay? So some of the things you can do is have your students and teachers create instructional videos about various topics. Wouldn't it be awesome if there was like a bank of instructional videos that Becky could go and see and go, oh, okay, so I have to do that. Okay, I got it. So why not have your teachers and your students create instructional videos? And when I say instructional videos, it doesn't have to just be about technology. Okay? It can be an instructional video showing a teacher in a classroom teaching a certain skill. It could be an instructional video showing how a teacher introduces her class, how a teacher starts class, how a teacher ends class, how does a teacher do differentiation when she has 33 kids. So just showing those things in the classroom, that would be amazing to have that bank of. You can have a YouTube website. You can have a YouTube channel. You can have a website. You can throw them all in a Google Drive folder. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be organized where people can go and say, you know what, let me see how you do that. Wouldn't that be amazing? You can also get teachers to run a webinar like this one on their strengths. So instead of having that teacher do it, in person, have them get on a webinar and say, hey, we'll do a webinar at 6 o'clock. If you want to come. Okay? But remember to give the teachers who are doing that something for their time. It can be a little knick-knack. It could be food. You may not be able to give them comp time depending on the school and the district. But remember to give them something for their time. Okay? And then create an online space for your teachers to communicate. I know a lot of schools are starting to use Google Classroom for that purpose. They're starting to use Google Classroom to hold PLCs. Why do we always have to meet in person? Okay, if it's not us sharing work, or if it's not us going through data that we may want to be in person to kind of see together, why do we have to meet? If it's just us communicating about something, we can do that online. Okay? So by doing these kind of things, you're giving your teachers a space to learn and collaborate 24 hours a day. How awesome is that? Okay. It doesn't seem that bad. It's just another way of thinking of professional development. And you are correct. Now, there is a switch from professional development to professional learning. So I'm thinking eventually we're going to stop calling it professional development and start calling it professional learning. And I already know what you're thinking. You're shaking your head and you're saying, oh boy, here we go with the name change. We always like to change names, and it's the exact same thing underneath. We just put some gift wrapped on it and we say it's new. But this is not saying that it's new. So they're not claiming that professional learning is completely new professional development. No, it's just professional development revised and renamed. So where professional development concentrates on a teacher growing, and there's a growing does not have an N in it, growing individually, professional learning concentrates on what does that teacher need to learn to best serve the students. So professional development concentrates on you growing and building yourself up. Professional learning concentrates on, okay, what are you learning to best serve the students? Let's concentrate on that. Again, think about what we said in the beginning. You're teaching teachers what they're saying they are weak in. That means you're going to directly affect that teacher's students. Because the teacher is saying, I am weak in this. Which means the students are not getting 100% of whatever that teacher is weak in. So if you're doing professional learning, you're concentrating on the students by saying, let's build up this teacher where they're weak. Professional development is all about teachers being taught content. Professional learning is all about teachers being taught the way we want them to teach. Okay? So they're not only being taught content, but they're also being taught in the ways that we're telling them to teach. I don't know about you, and I know I get passionate, but I don't know about you, but it just sounds like common sense. So instead of me saying, okay, Michael and Melinda, I'm glad y'all are in. Okay, just go sit down, and I'm just going to talk to you for an hour. But I'm talking to you for an hour, telling you not to talk to your students for an hour. What? Okay, that doesn't make any sense. So we're going to start teaching teachers how we want them to teach. And how awesome would that be? Because they're not just learning content, but they're also seeing modeling. They're seeing how you should be teaching your students. Professional development deals with the leader taking responsibility for teacher learning. Okay, that's your administrator saying, okay, I'm taking responsibility for all my teachers learning Google Classroom. No. Professional learning is all about your teachers taking responsibility for their own learning. They have some ownership in their own learning. And if you're not an administrator yet, bring this back to your campus. See if your principal or your administrator or your instructional leader or whoever plans the professional development, see if they will be open to doing this. Because it will make a difference. So, of course, we have some people sitting here from our 25 people that's saying yes. Yes, 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 yes. I love it. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm emailing my principal as we speak. And then we have those that's like, this is awesome, but it will never, ever, ever, ever work on my campus. Right? I'm sure we have people in here that are saying that. So here are the top reasons why this will never, ever, ever work on your campus. I'm just wasting my little flu voice and I could just stop talking. So these are the reasons why. Number 1, we only have 1 hour for PD. We just don't have time to do multiple sessions. And my answer to that is no. I don't know if that's the right answer, but no. So if you are having multiple sessions at the same time, then that 1 hour for PD is still 1 hour for PD. So no, that is not a valid excuse. Even if you think about that 1 hour, okay? Think about that 1 hour with all of us in the same room doing the same thing. Think about that 1 hour of us doing the same thing for those teachers who either already know how to do it, those teachers who already know the basics and would like to know more about it, okay? Because maybe I already know the basics of classroom management, but I need some more advanced skills, or those teachers that just could give a crap. Yes, Gregory, it becomes social hour, it becomes defiant hour, it just becomes horrible. So now think about that same hour in a professional development on a topic I chose to be in because I know I need this information. How much more critical is that 1 hour compared to the 1 hour when you're really just wasting my time? So don't give me the excuse of we don't have time to do personalized professional development. You don't have time not to do personalized professional development or professional learning. Okay? You don't have the choice not to. 2, I need everyone in one group because I have some things that everyone needs to hear. I know this is going to be said by some administrators. Okay? I need everybody in one group because we gotta at least go over this one thing. Guess what? I have a big news flash for you. If you need everybody in one group because everybody needs to hear the same thing, that is a staff meeting, not professional development. I'm gonna let that sink in. I'm gonna give you a couple of seconds. Ooh, I know you're fanging yourself. I know you're fanging yourself. Okay. If everybody needs to hear something, that is a staff meeting. A staff meeting is not professional development. Please stop yourself. And Melinda, oh my goodness, I am with you. Most things can be sent in an email. Now, if your campus is that campus where you go, well, nobody checks their email, that's your fault. That nobody, as a leader, that is your fault that nobody checks their email. Okay? They're not checking it because you're not making them check it. It's that simple. I went to a campus, I taught at a campus in Texas where everything was sent in an email. He told us at the beginning, if you don't check your email, you won't know what's happening. And you will be faulted and you will be held responsible. It was that simple. When I say everything, we did not have announcements. Announcements were sent through an email. Teachers got their email in the morning and they read the announcements to their students. If they needed a student, it was sent through an email. They made sure you had your little email bing, your little email notification turned on. Everything. If we had an emergency staff meeting, it was sent through an email. Everything was sent. We did not hear the intercom during the school day. Everything was sent in an email. So, you know what? So don't bring me in there to tell me something that could have been sent in an email. I agree. Some people do make excuses. Oh, they don't know how to. You know what? If you don't know how to click on the email icon and read with your eyes, then we have a problem. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude, but we have a problem. Okay? All you do is click on the icon and read it with your eyes. I'm not asking you to create a video. I'm not asking you to create a PowerPoint. I'm asking you to open an email. Ooh, Lord. Okay, let me stop. Whew. All right. Some of y'all may not want to work for me if I ever open up a school. Because I don't play with that kind of, I don't like excuses. It's crazy. All right. Let's move on. I get on my soapbox. Okay, I don't know how to do technology, so I can't offer all that online stuff. All right. So, of course, we do have some administrators and some leaders and some teachers and some students and some everybody who don't know how to do that technology stuff, and they won't be able to offer all that online stuff. But guess what? We just told you that you have awesome teachers on your campus. Get with them to help you set up all that online stuff to offer it to your teachers. And another thing, super duper leaders, if you're saying this statement, then you now know what professional development you need to go to. It is not enough to just say, I don't know how to do it, I'm not going to learn how to do it, and I'm just going to sit here. Because if your teachers do that, they would get written up. Teachers, if your students did that, you would give them an F. No more excuses. And tell me if I'm lying. You can definitely disagree with me in the chat box. Okay? But if your student came in today and said, I don't know how to do math, I'm not doing it, I can't get all this stuff, you would not accept it. So why are we accepting it from adults? Let it sink in. Let it sink in, attached to your soul. Why are we accepting it? It is not acceptable. So not only do you have people on your campus that can help you get this stuff together, at least to get it started. We're not saying you have to have a whole online school for your teachers, by the end of next week. But to just get it started with one video. That's something that all your teachers need. Maybe your video needs to be on how to read email. Maybe your video needs to be on how to manipulate your email, how to organize folders, and how to do that kind of stuff. Okay? Start with what you know your campus needs. Start with what you know your teachers need, and then move on. So this is not an excuse. We should always seek out those that are great to do what they do. That is how you learn, we learn. Yes. Lead by example. Yes. Love it. Oh, Melinda, go ahead. All right. We have so many other issues. This is just not important to me right now. I completely get it. Okay? I really do. I can't get on my soapbox about this one because I get it. We have so many things battling education right now. We have so many things bringing students down, bringing teachers down, and bringing administrators down. I get it. But do you not understand that by doing this, you're going to solve some of those issues? I'm going to say that again. Do you not understand that by doing this, it's going to solve some of your issues? So this is not one extra thing to do. This is a solution. Because if one of your issues is discipline, having your teachers have intensive classroom management training, those who actually need it, is going to solve some of those issues. And guess what? It's better to have 5 teachers in a PD on classroom management who really need it than to have 50 of your staff members in there talking to each other. Okay? So it's better to have those small groups anyway. Don't we say the same thing for students? I don't get how we don't understand the connection. So I understand that we have a lot of issues going on. I understand that we can't concentrate on one more thing, but this is a solution for some of those issues that you're already dealing with. And I say a lot of people are typing. Just go right ahead. Okay? You can do this. If it's nothing from this PowerPoint or from this presentation that I want you to get, is that it's doable. Okay? Nobody's telling you to spend money. Notice, there was no product in here that we said you needed to buy. Nobody's telling you that you have to go learn everything out there in the world. You can't. You're one person. Okay? Or your staff, or your admin staff, or whoever's doing your PD, that they're one person, they're 2 people. But you have experts on your campus. And guess what? If you don't have an expert on your campus, you have experts in your district. You have experts close to you that you will not have to pay to come in and teach this. Okay? You can do this. You can personalize learning to where even when you're teaching teachers, the concentration is still on students. How amazing is that? And your teachers feel more confident, and your teachers feel more ownership because they're learning what they know, even if they don't want to admit it, what they know they need to learn. You can do this. I agree. A lot of teachers love learning from other teachers. Okay, instead of learning from, people that sell products and things. A lot of teachers love learning from someone who can say, I use this in the classroom, or or even just know what it is like to be in the classroom. Okay? All right. We've talked a lot, but if you notice, we talked a lot, but there's not much there. Okay? You can do this. Yes, we have to. Yes. So, thank you so much. Do we have any questions? Go ahead and type them in the chat box. If we have any questions, I was wondering, how do you do this? And Kimberly, I think you asked that earlier, and I saw it and I forgot. I'm sorry. I was wondering, how do you do this if PD for us is usually district-wide? All right. So, if your PD is usually district-wide, and when I was in the school district, I taught that's what I did. I taught technology PD district-wide. A couple of things you can do for that is see if your district, and I don't know, as a teacher, I don't know if you would feel comfortable doing this, but you may want to get with your administrator. And this can be done district-wide as well. So when you have that district PD day, why don't the different departments offer PD, even if they go, well, excuse me, we only have 30 teachers in our whole district. I don't know any district, but whatever. So if we offer too many, then we're only going to have like 2 people in some and no people in others. Who cares? If those 2 people want to learn about classroom management, teach those 2 people classroom management. Like, who says you have to have 30 people in a PD for it to be successful? So get with your district and ask them, can you offer different subjects of things at the same time? So we all don't have to be in the same PD meeting, but we can choose, hey, I want technology. Hey, I want reading. Hey, I want discipline. I want to learn how to read data. Why not offer multiple, and then people can choose? And then if nobody shows up to your PD, go read your email. Have a Coke. Congratulations. You can do other stuff. Personalized PD will result in teachers feeling. I completely agree. What would be a good PD for the start of the school year? Okay, in my opinion, Vernell, a good PD for the start of the school year would be what your teachers want. So send them a survey. Send them a survey through email. Those who answer, guess what? Congratulations, you're getting what you want. So again, I think a good PD would be, what do my teachers need? So send them an email, send them a letter home, do something to get the word out, to ask them, hey, what do y'all want to learn about? Okay? What are you interested in? What are you weak in? Send them the survey during the summer. All of them are not going to answer it. So you're going to have to do it again when they come back to school. But since it is the start of the school year PD, sing it to them, that those who do answer, awesome. That's where you take your marching orders from them. And that's what I would do. During our district-wide days, we do have breakfast sessions at different. Oh, awesome, good. Let's see, personalized PD. I agree. Proof that this can work. We just received a wealth of information in less than an hour. Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much. This is my contact information on Twitter. I'm at Educator Alex. My website is educatoralexander.com. My email is educatoralexander if you see a pattern, is educatoralexander@gmail.com. This is a link to an article that I wrote about personalized PD. So it will have a lot of the same information in it. But you can click and you can read the article. Oh, guys, thank you so much. You are very, very welcome for all the thanks. I'm glad it was upbeat. I know my voice is want, but I'm glad it was upbeat and you could hear me and understand what I was saying. But please do a comment. And like I said, you can do a video comment or you can do a written comment. And that's how we know if, what to change or what you liked, or do we need to do these anymore and that kind of stuff. And go ahead and sign in. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the webinar at this time. Once you've signed in and once you do a comment, you are free to leave. And you have a great, great, great rest of your Saturday. Thank you so much for coming.